What's going on, everyone? So the Los Angeles Lakers just took a bad L, in my opinion. That was just not a good game at all by the Lakers. But one of the things that we saw that I thought was a real bright spot, and I was kind of frustrated we went away from it, was using Rui as the pin down man, right? You saw him really take advantage early on in the game of just smaller matchups and really kind of getting into the post, getting in and around the rim, and then just kind of plopping down and using his size and his strength on the pin down in order to just generate offense. And you saw Luka and LeBron be able to just get him the basketball on several occasions. And the Lakers just really went away from that, and I thought it was something that was really having success and something that I'd like to see the Lakers do more regularly, right? I do think it is a formula of success because you got to keep in mind, right? Like, teams are going to have to pick their poison with the Lakers. Now, I do personally think the Lakers need to change the starting lineup, but it's neither here nor there. Regardless, when Rui's on the court, right, teams are going to have to pick their poison. You have a guy in Luka who's 6'6", 6'7", right? You have a guy in LeBron who's 6'9". They're going to have kind of their bigger, more versatile defenders on those guys, right? They're going to have to choose, okay, do we throw our best sizable physical defenders on Rui, or do we throw them on LeBron and Luka? No, they're going to throw them on LeBron and Luka, which now allows Rui, more often than not, to likely have a mismatch out there on the basketball court. And I think it's something that they need and should look to utilize more. Now, I'm not saying you have to go every single possession with Rui, right? But I do think it's something that you should have a steady diet of, steady dose of, right? Obviously, we know Rui can knock down the three ball. We know Rui's having a good season shooting the basketball. He didn't last night. He was actually terrible shooting. He was 1 of 8 from 3, but no one shot the three ball well except for Dorian Finney-Smith. But Rui was 7 of 16 overall. His other 6 shots were around the rim. He's been really good this year of moving without the basketball, being a cutter, and now have guys like Luka and LeBron that can find him. Also, Reeves even had a nice pass to Rui as the cut man, right? And so I do think that that's a formula of success, having him continue to be effective, continue to move without the ball. Again, more often than not, he has smaller defenders on him, or even if they're guys similar size, he's just stronger than, because he does have that good lower center of gravity. He does have that good physicality, and he can kind of get by the defender. Rather than him basically just standing out on the perimeter all game and waiting for his catch and shoot opportunities, I'd rather see the Lakers kind of maximize him and put him in spots to where you can take advantage of the mismatch, right? And I thought that they really did that well early on. I thought early on the Lakers were very effective in just getting him the ball off the move and then on the pin down, and yet we just stopped doing that, right? I don't want them to go away from the steady diet of success, right? If something's working, make them adjust. Make them figure it out. If Rui scores 40 and LeBron and Luka only give you 15 each, but you win the game by 20 because they are so worried about switching that they're just going to live with it, and Rui's just dominating that matchup, then fine, right? Again, I'm not saying you have to do it every game, every possession, night in and night out, but it is something in particular. And look, maybe it's something that they wait and they kind of keep in their bag come playoff time, right? You'll see a lot of teams do stuff like that where they won't, they don't want teams to prepare for that. They don't want teams to really kind of hone in on that, right? Give them something where they have to adjust and make that change as a series progresses. So maybe that's something that we see kind of be more of a steady dose once we get to the actual playoffs. But again, it's just, to me, it's something that I just felt was there all night with Charlotte, and especially late in the game when it was a tight game, right? And instead of us just chucking up threes and doing all this stuff, right? Rui was out there. I mean, he missed a 3 down in crunch time. I would have rather him be on the block, have Luka and LeBron initiate the action, and then have him kind of just basically lock down in his spot, feed him the basketball, and live with the result, right? Because again, that was working all night long, and that was there so frequently all night long. Right? Like, make them adjust to it. Make them have to figure out how to beat it. Make them have to figure out how to slow it down. I like, again, if Rui, is it a bad thing if Rui goes and gives you 30? No, right? Instead of him taking 8 threes, I would have rather him take 3 and have 5 more of those be pin downs, right? That would have given you, let's say he makes 3 out of those 5, right? Gives him another 6 points. That's the difference, the ball game, right? You win that game. I would have rather had him in that post, in that, or worst case, you get him to the foul line, which, look, I know he completely choked those free throws. You got to give me at least one of those. At least one. We cannot have you just, I understand, like, that's not a spot that he's usually in. That's not a spot where he's super comfortable in. But come on, man. You're not a 40% 3-point or free throw shooter, right? Like, you got to hit those. You have that opportunity. You got to step to the line and at least give me one of those, because then it's a very different game, right? You give me one of those, now it's a 2-point game. LeBron doesn't have to chuck up 2 threes. He can put his head down and just get to the basket, right? But nonetheless, right, I digress, right? But seeing Rui be a guy out there, and with his size and his physicality and his wingspan and just the way that he does a really good job of sealing the opposing defender, I'd really like to see them kind of go to that and utilize that more often, right? Rui's playing a heavy dose of minutes, and he's been good this year, right? He's been very good this year, and for the most part, he has shot the 3 ball well this year. But even in games, right, like, you need to exploit as many mismatches and advantages as you possibly can. The way you're going to beat teams is essentially through your offense and being as efficient and effective as possible. And so you need to really be able to recognize those efficiencies and really be able to recognize where those slots are and put Rui on the block and let him go to work, right? Like, I mean, I've talked about it going back to last year that I'd like to see them kind of run some action for Rui on the block, where he gets to just kind of have the ball dumped down to him and let him go to work. But he's done a much better job this year, again, of sealing guys, and why not maximize that? So I really hope it's something that the Lakers notice, and I hope it's something that the Lakers continue to do going forward, because it's something that we really need, right? Like, that's a very big advantage play that is probably going to be there a ton, because, again, teams aren't going to put 5'5" guys or 6'5" guys on LeBron and Luka very often, right? They're going to be trying to put bigger, their 3-and-D wings, which means somebody, if you have a bunch of 6'8", 6'9" guys out there, somebody is going to have to defend Rui, and it's probably not going to be another 6'8", 6'9" guy, or if it is, it's probably a guy that doesn't have the size and the strength to match up with Rui. So utilize him, put him on the block, let him go to work, right? Dump the ball down to him, give us a steady dose. It's part of the reason why I want him to come off the bench, right? Because I think, 1, he'll get to play more 4, and 2, I think, again, he can be slotted in better positions and can be a little bit more of a focal point, right? Where he's kind of an afterthought at times, right? He usually gets the ball through creation, right? Like Luka or LeBron are kind of dribbling the basketball, figuring out what they want to do, and then, let's kick it out to Rui who's open type thing, right? Or Rui slashes and cuts, and then you feed him. Where I'd rather, get him in his spots, get him in the money area, and exploit that. And if you can do it possession after possession, if you can get 8 straight points, on just Rui post-ups or Rui pin down, like, why not? Right? Why not have Rui kind of seal the defender and then just go to work? But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. Pass question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? I'd agree with me, disagree with me, kind of mixed in the middle. How do you feel? Whatever your thoughts are, I'd love to hear it either way, so let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. We enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one.